If you've been wondering what the difference between credit repair and a credit sweep is, then I'm about to explain it. Now, I've been asked quite a few times over the last few weeks, number one, what is the difference? And number two, can you create an easy way to explain it? So that is what we're doing right now. Now, if you've been using the regular credit repair method or identity theft or online disputes, you can stop right now and switch over to factual-based disputes. It's not the end of the world. Yes, it's a better method and it is a faster method and it is a permanent method versus doing it the other ways. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Kristen and I fix credit for a living. I have over 450 videos here on YouTube that explain how to do it yourself for free. Now, if you need help and you don't want to do it yourself, use the link in the description as well as on the screen to schedule a call with me and I will see if I can help. Now, moving on the left-hand side, you're going to see bullets for credit repair. On the right-hand side, you're looking at credit sweep. Right? So credit repair is basically where you use the same reason for all your accounts. Doesn't matter if it's 1, if it's 10, if it's 50, if it's 100 accounts. You are literally saying all of these are unverified. That's the only reason I'm giving you and I want you to verify it. Now, if you're just looking at the letter of the law, that might make sense. But a lot of people don't realize that the laws that they're using have little to nothing to do with the actual things that they're disputing. So if you're not saying the right things, you have to realize that every single word in your letter matters and it has a job, okay? And that leads us right to the second point. Most of these letters are law heavy, such as Section 1681, Section 609 states that, Section 623. You're not an attorney, and even if you are not going to teach them anything new. You didn't just wake up in the morning and say, hey, I'm going to teach the credit bureaus or the creditors or the collectors about the FCRA or the FDCPA or whatever law it is that you're using out of whatever federal law, right? Okay, so the tactic is really just based on law, demands, and threats, right? This is my third attempt. This is your last time, blah, blah, blah. You are in no position to attempt to force the bureaus, the creditors, or the collectors to do anything. Now, having said that, it doesn't mean that you can't sue them because you can sue anybody that you want, right? Criminal law, civil law, whatever, consumer law. There's all these laws that we have to go off of. And if someone breaks the law and it has to do with you, most of the time, you can do something about it, right? So in this sort of example, we can take the bureaus to court. We can take the creditors to court, and we can take the collectors to court, just the same way as they can sue you, right? Now, with that, I'm referring to the creditors and the collectors. Now, that doesn't mean that you can just say whatever you want. If you don't do this, I'm going to sue you. If you don't do that, I'm going to sue you, because it's actually illegal for you to tell them that you are going to sue them if you do not have an actual intent to sue, right? So if you're sending these intent to sues and you have no intention to sue, it's illegal and you can get in trouble for it. Now, another thing about credit repair is that it's mostly templates, cookie cutter. It's not custom, same letters for everybody. You go online, you do a Google search, you go to some website, and here's a letter that 100 million people have already used. And all it says is put your info here, put your accounts here, and print, right? Now, and if you are going to a company, most of the time it's only 5 to 15% of your accounts disputed at once. It's not even 100% of your negative items. So obviously it means that it's going to take significantly longer than if you are disputing, number one, 100% of your accounts, and number two, based on factual based disputes, right? Another thing is that they normally only do one bureau at a time, and I'd say 98% of them, 97%, let's just be nice, 98% of them are not using factual-based disputes. They're not writing custom disputes, and you're never going to know because they don't give you the copies. They don't give you the copies, right? And then lastly, I added in here CC attorney, right? Because CC my attorney, the CFPB, the FTC, the BBB, the so on and so forth, right? Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about that. The bureaus, the creditors, the collectors, none of them care about these complaints. Now, if you have exhausted all your remedies and you have a ton of paperwork that proves that you've been disputing, you have not been saying this is just unverified, you've been using factual based disputes and they've been violating, they haven't been responding, so on and so forth, then now you actually do have leverage to go to the CFPB. But that's after exhausting all your remedies. Now, let's move over to the right-hand side. Okay, these are factual-based disputes. This is a credit sweep. It is called a credit sweep very simply because it's the fastest way to get legal permanent deletions by disputing based on the actual information reported on your credit report. So it's 100% custom because it's factual data. It is irrefutable information taken directly off your credit report, and it's the information that they themselves are reporting. So how are you going to fight me on saying that this is correct when I can obviously see just with my own two own eyes here that it is not correct? All right? So it's 100% custom. 100% of your items disputed. You have 2, let's dispute 2. You have 5, we're going to do 5. You have 100, we're going to do 100. Now, once again, this is in comparison to the 5 to 15% of accounts disputed on credit repair, normally the way that these companies do it. Now, it's also disputing 100% of your bureaus, all 3 bureaus all at once, and also targeting creditors and collectors. This is versus doing 1 bureau at a time. As you can see, just by looking at numbers alone, if you are disputing everything all at once versus only a few things at once, you are obviously going to get there faster. The same way as if you have one person driving 5 miles an hour and another person going to the same destination but driving 65 miles an hour, the person that's driving 65 miles an hour is going to get there faster than the person driving 5 miles an hour. Okay? It is just logic. Hello, just looking at the facts. Okay, you're also disputing bureaus, creditors, collectors. You are not only targeting one avenue or one approach. Now, as I mentioned, it's custom and account-specific disputes. So when we looked at credit repair, we were looking at law-heavy, same reason on all of the accounts. This is unverified, remove it. This is unverified, remove it. This is unverified, remove it. Okay, we're using custom, account-specific disputes. So for a charge-off, actual data directly from the account. So if there's 3 different dates last active, you're taking those dates and explaining that it's impossible for this account to report like this and the account has to be removed. And obviously you're giving the data, right? And then the reasons are based on, just regular person type of language. It's not law heavy, pursuant to this. It's, hey, this doesn't make any sense because this is reported like this is reported like this, and this is reported like this. Delete it, right? Now, I'm giving you 2 examples. The top example is regular credit repair. The bottom example is factual dispute example. And I am going to read this verbatim as I wrote it. This is my 3rd request for an investigation into the following unverified negative items listed on my credit report. According to Section 1681 of the FCRA, you are required to perform an investigation into these disputed accounts, and if you fail to legally verify, they must be immediately removed. This is absurd, and your negligence infuriates me. I demand, remember we talked about demand, that you immediately remove these accounts because you did not furnish a signed contract as required by law, my wet signature. I recommend that you refer to Cushman versus TransUnion from 1997, where Congress stated that you cannot simply parrot what the creditor has told you, and that you have a grave responsibility to ensure the accuracy of my accounts. And then if you look at the actual accounts and the reasons, all it says is unverified, unverified, unverified. Now, if we go to the factual dispute, it looks like a regular person wrote it. I'm not too sure if there was supposed to be a department that this was sent to, but hopefully you can either help me or just direct me to someone who can. I recently pulled my credit report and was pretty surprised to see that these accounts were reported inaccurately. Maybe I just haven't pulled my report in a while. I have a job review in a few months and want to make sure that everything is reported correctly, so I would appreciate if you or someone would take a look at these accounts for me. American Express. You've reported different dates under the date of last activity. Stop reporting this for inaccuracy. U.S. Bankruptcy. This account needs to be removed because the court name and filing date are inaccurate. The court name must report the city and state. Medical collection. I need to see verifiable proof that this account ownership belongs to me. right? You're giving what you're disputing, why you're disputing it, and that it needs to be removed or updated if it were just a late payment. So as you can see, there's a huge difference between credit repair and a credit sweep. The credit sweep is always going to get you there faster, permanently. We are not looking for temporary deletions. We are looking for permanent solutions to this temporary situation. Now, if you need more help, like I said, I have 450 videos. I have a ton of resources. You'll find the links in the description of this video as well as the first comment. If you have questions, post them in the comments and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I will be answering all of the comments, and if you need my help or want to find out if you can get my help for me to do the credit sweep for you, very simply use the link in the description or just go to expertcreditsweeps.com/bookonline. All right, guys, I'll see you later.